We're not going to film yet, we wait. Can I have a drink?
So first question, do we run our easy days easy? Yes.
What?
Today we are answering some of the questions we got asked yesterday on Instagram, so stay tuned.
How did you guys first meet?
Regensdorf 2020.
Pre-meet the night before. I think George was already done. He was watching me doing my strides for pre-meet, and the day after we raced against each other. Both anaerobic monsters back then, so we've changed a lot since, and we're also a bit less stiff.
What do you like most about your friendship?
I think it's pretty rare that you find someone you can completely match your lifestyle with, like with how you want to live in terms of training, eating, recovering, and commitment as well. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty cool in how we match in all those aspects and are married to the game.
I agree on all of this, and or it almost feels like we can do more, but it feels easier. We can do it together and have a great time also outside of training.
What do you miss being away from home?
For me, nothing really. It's my dream and my favorite thing to be away on training camp, just working and trying to improve all the time. So yeah, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything at all, to be honest. I really crave a pad thai most of the time, but it's a massive treat when I finally get one.
I mean, it's a privilege that we can spend so much time on camp training in the, for us, best possible in the best possible environment. So I more see it as a privilege to have the opportunity to benefit from so much altitude training and spending time in summer.
What drives you the most?
For me, I think it's just being able to see what your potential is, and if you dedicate your life to something, like where is the limit? Where will you max out in terms of performance and ability? And I think we're still on that journey, so it's exciting to see where we could get to, I guess.
Yeah, it's a constant pursuit of getting better as an athlete. We've been doing this for many years, and we're constantly getting better.
It was a bit of stagnation for a while.
Yeah, but still it's like looking back, that's really interesting, knowing that I stagnated 3 years running 3:48, and now I can run 3:35 without any problems. Having the experience of this really makes me believe I can become much quicker still.
At what age did you start running?
Oh, maybe I'll try to pull in a picture here. I was very young. My natural talent for running I discovered when I was...
Natural talent? You don't have any of that?
Yeah, or just like, it's not natural talent, but just, no, running just felt natural to me since I'm a young kid. Or I used to play football when I was younger, changed from football to running when I was around 13 years, and since then I'm fully invested into running.
I'm pretty similar for me actually. I probably started to take running seriously when I was like 15 or 16, and like each year it's got progressively more. Almost been like really involved in the sport for almost 10 years, which is pretty cool.
Can you tell me your PBs and everything?
So these are our PBs, I can't remember all of them.
I also have a 200 meter PB, I think.
Same.
George, as an U18 Euro champion, the younger yourself would ever imagine to run this much mileage?
Absolutely not. Is the answer. I always thought that like 75-80 mile weeks was where you had to get to, but I've realized that that doesn't even touch the surface of the sort of volume you need to do, in my opinion.
What's your high score in mileage per week?
210.4 kilometers.
204k.
What's your least favorite session over the years?
Sprint training. Waste of time.
4x150 meters of 4 or 5 minutes.
Mileage is everything.
Tired leg for no reason.
Okay, what's your indoor plans?
We go to Boston University. Stay tuned for the videos from there.
Which distance do you prepare for Olympic?
We both prepare the 1500 meters for the Paris Olympics next year.
Workout playlist.
It's definitely my territory, since George isn't into music. I'll put my favorite playlist in the subscription, and I also made a playlist last year, which George likes a lot, and I also dropped this one.
Haircut tutorial, please.
Yeah, many of you guys asked for my questionable haircut, but
shocking haircut.
Yeah, I started to like it a lot, so I'll drop a tutorial at some point on the YouTube channel. It's called the tailor fade, as some of you may already seen. Just show your barber or hairdresser a picture of it, and I'm pretty confident that they will be able to cut this. If you do so, make a picture, tag me, and then I can do a rating and maybe give you some advice in fine-tuning.
Explain how your tailor fade came to be.
The tailor fade, March last year, we spent so much time on camp, I'd say outside of society, where there's also not a real barber, so the actual fades were not possible to make. I needed to figure out a more or a rougher version which everyone is able to cut. This is the end result.
Yeah, also have a buzz because it's way easier on this solitary lifestyle.
So when will George get the tailor fade?
Never.
Can you do me the tailor fade when I'm in St. Moritz?
Yes.
Just let me know once you're there and maybe we can work this out.
Do you use orthopedic insoles?
No.
I do use them since 2016 and I don't want to miss them. Yeah, the thing with the insole is like the orthopedic insoles are a very individual solution. Not everyone needs it. George doesn't. I do. So
a little bit less. That's good.
Yeah. If you don't have any problems, you don't need them. If you do have problems, maybe they can help you.
Fuck off.
A lot of them asked how to deal with injury.
Before I turned 20, I had 3 big injuries, 2 stress fractures and a torn hamstring in the space of 1 year. Yeah, it was weird to deal with, I'd say. I didn't have like experience in the field, but it taught me a lot. For me, I'd say the experience was good. It showed me like how serious you have to take it and then not to make the same mistake twice, because I very much like to take full accountability for everything, so I'd never blame anyone else or any other circumstances other than myself for mistakes like that.
Like the best way to deal with injury is like taking full ownership, because then you're in the power to solve the problems. Always stay positive and try to figure out a way to sort it out. That really starts before you're actually injured. Like you need to find a way or a setup that doesn't make you injured. If you have the big 3s, good training, good amount of sleep, good nutrition, you have covered the bases.
Get on the biome.
Mindset tips.
Discipline over motivation.
Take full ownership.
Ready aiming 5K this year.
Stay tuned. That's all I'll say. Just because you do one event doesn't mean you can't do another. Plenty of guys double up.
How important would you say nutrition is in improving your running, and do you have any tips?
It's very, very important. First of all, that you cover you burn a lot of calories, so you need to refuel. At least
we have to do that in a clean way. You can't do that with junk food because it doesn't work.
For your long-term health, we really believe it does make sense to eat as many single ingredient food or natural food as possible, because we really think that has a positive effect on your long-term health and also
training sustainability and overall well-being.
What do you think is your daily calorie intake?
At the moment it will be around 5,000 to 6,000 calories.
How strict is your diet and training blocks?
I memean, for us it doesn't feel so strict. It feels like just completely normal to have like single ingredient foods, good variety, and what people would call clean food. I think it's the only way for us to do it, but most people would say it's ridiculously strict, I think, if they saw us do it.
Yeah, it's the same with training. For us it's a routine, so we don't really think about it anymore so much. In the supermarket we obviously buy a lot of plants, different colors, good polyphenols to feed the microbiome. We really like fermented foods. We try to cut out all the ultra processed food.
We don't try, we do.
Yeah.
What and when is your last meal before a competition?
So usually the races are in the evening, so I like to have a meal 5.5 hours before, and then I'll usually take a nap and then have a a snack 3 hours before.
Yeah, I have my last meal 5 hours before the gong goes. I have rice and a few nuts and a bar, and if I feel hungry in the hours before, I'll have a gel or a drink.
What to eat on double days?
You've seen in the last videos. Well, just go back and look what we eat.
Split shorts or tights?
You don't want to see me in split shorts. It goes like this.
It really depends.
Speed suit, to be honest, that's what we're both going for.
I like both. I'm definitely the one who's wearing the split short.
Is David Goggins your new coach?
Not coach, but I think we can resonate a lot with some of the things he says and the dedication to the grind and not letting anything get in your way.
How many boats did you carry yet?
Like a massive stack.
If George was a song, what song would it be and why?
Hustler's Ambition from 50 Cent.
When is the cookbook coming out?
The cookbook might be something for the future.
How do you train while injured?
With injuries, I'd say it's from my past experience when I was younger, it's easy to overdo it on the cross training and alternative training, because at the end of the day, if you want to run, you need to let your body recover when you're injured so that you can get back to running as soon as possible.
For me, it's very important to always do as much running as possible, even if you're injured. And I would sacrifice cross training to do a little bit of running instead. The question should be what doesn't get you injured, and that's your out amount of running volume. So do as much running as possible. Do only as much as you can continue for many weeks in a row.
Did you ever race cross country?
Oh yeah. We'll drop some pics. The cross countries I used to do were tough.
I retired from cross in 2015.
I think my last was 2017.
Can you get pro when you start with 18?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Jacob Butera started running when he was 18 after finishing his football career. Anyone like that, use him as an inspiration.
How often do you train on a treadmill?
We have 13 runs a week, 2 of them we do on the mill.
Walk or run up the hills?
In the past I wasn't so smart. I used to push the runs and all the hills, but now I actually go up most hills at a walking pace. It's a very slow jog.
What is your heart rate during easy runs?
123 at the moment.
I'm 131.
Judge long runs by distance or time?
Oh, we always go by distance.
How do you handle nervousness before a race?
I don't get nervous.
I don't get nervous, but I'm starting to get a little bit shaky, you know what I mean? All seriousness, I think nervousness comes when you have a lack of preparation. So if I look to the back end of my season last year, I wasn't really nervous for the races. I just saw opportunities, and I knew that was because I'd had like a really solid block of training, ticked every box, like on and off the track, and then my mind was relaxed because my preparation had been as good as I could have possibly done it. And for me, that gives me a sense of relaxation and preparedness.
Why do you always say what I want to say?
You do the same.
Same.
That's why we joined at the hip, bro. Look, we even run with exactly the same cadence. There was loads of more questions. If we missed yours, drop us a comment below, and we'll hit a part 2 for the video, or we'll answer in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, lads.